So guys, a lot of you, some of you asked me about Thurman. Will he retire if he loses to Pacquiao? Will Thurman, if Thurman gets beat, will he retire? Could he retire? Listen, it's not out of the question. It's not out of the question if Thurman loses to Pacquiao that he retires from the sport. And here's why. It depends on how he loses. If he gets completely blown out of the water, right, there is a possibility that he retires. There is a possibility because here's the thing. Thurman's come from a 2-year layoff, right? With which he was a career-threatening injury. It wasn't like he took a 2-year off, he was just on holiday or he was just enjoying time with his family. No, he took a 2-year career, it had a career-threatening injury, right? And he's come back and he didn't look great in his last fight. If he gets blown out of the water by Pacquiao, a 40-year-old man, where is there for him to go? Can he really rebuild? Who's he going to rebuild against? You know? This is what I mean. There's nowhere real for Thurman to go. Thurman needs to win this fight. Of course, if he loses closely, then there's a rematch and there's that. But if he gets soundly beaten by Pacquiao, don't be surprised if Thurman hangs up the gloves. Because, like I said, right, there won't be anywhere for him to go. And if it's a performance where you could clearly see that Thurman's over the hill and that injury has taken a toll on his body, then he may decide to call it a day. Because, like I said, he'll know that he won't be able to compete against Spence or Crawford, against the top guys. So where is he really gonna go? Because if he beats Pacquiao, the only place for him to go is Errol Spence or Terence Crawford. They're the only fights for him. Because after Pacquiao, you're not gonna fight somebody lower. You're gonna have to go up. And if he can fight Pacquiao and beat Pacquiao, then the next fight's to Spence or Crawford. You know. But if he is to lose and get soundly beaten, depending on his performance and how he performs in the ring, that'll be key. If he loses close or loses a split decision or something, then of course he needs to continue. But if he gets soundly beaten, right, don't be surprised if Keith Thurman hangs up the gloves. I wouldn't be surprised because, like I said, the reason why he'd be getting beaten soundly is because of the fact that he's had that career-threatening injury and he's been injured and he's not able to perform at that level that we know that Keith Thurman can perform at. So, like I said, if he is beaten soundly, I believe Keith Thurman may have a decision to make in terms of whether he wants to continue. I think it's a great fight. I think it's a great fight because it's a fight which will tell Keith Thurman where he is. It's a fight that will tell him whether he should continue boxing. It's a fight that will tell him whether he can go on to fight the next level of fighters in the division, which are Crawford and Spence. Irrespective of what you Pacquiao fans think, irrespective, Crawford and Spence are the top welterweights right now until proven otherwise. Until somebody proves otherwise, they are the guys that to beat in the welterweight division right now. So this is a perfect fight for Keith Thurman to see where he's at. It's a yardstick because if he's not able to beat Pacquiao, then he's not beating Crawford or Spence right now. And if he gets soundly beaten by Pacquiao, I mean, if he gets a beating like Broner did or if he gets a beating like Matisse did, then Thurman may consider just hanging him up. He may because, like I said, there won't be anywhere for him to go. And he probably know that the reason why he's got beat by that is because of the fact that his body wasn't able to perform the way it could do in the past. So like I said, it's going to be very intriguing and interesting to see how Keith Thurman performs. I believe Keith Thurman will train like a Trojan for this fight. I think he knows there's a lot on the line for this fight and there's a lot of pressure. You wouldn't think an undefeated guy, the guy that's champion, would be fighting for his career, but he is because of the situation that Keith Thurman finds himself in. 2 year out with a career-threatening injury, come back in his last fight against a guy that was probably top 15, if that, and looked terrible and looked like he could have been knocked out in that fight. You know, he could have been derailed in that fight. He managed to, show a lot of heart and get through and beat Lopez. But if he's soundly beaten by Pacquiao, then like I said, I believe he's got a decision to make because I don't believe that he'll be able to compete against any of the top killers because you wouldn't be able to see him compete against Porter, Garcia even, Spence, Crawford, they're out the question. You know, then you'd say that Thurman, if he wants to continue, he'd have to continue against go down a level like Broner, Vargas, Amir Khan. These are the type of fights that he's going to have to see himself in if he gets soundly beaten. You know, so it's a very important fight for Keith Thurman. And like I said, if Thurman is soundly beaten by Pacquiao, he may retire, guys. It's not out of the question. Leave your thoughts. And guys, remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.